All right, let's move on. 1 p.m. Eastern, Green Bay Packers 4-8, 1-5 on the road at Chicago Bears 3-9, 2-3 at home. We're at Soldier Field, Chicago, Illinois, 37 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 12 miles per hour. Let's take a look at the line history for this one. We have these Packers. Pinnacle's not opening it up, of course, out of extra caution. We'll go to Bookmaker. Bookmaker opened this up with the Packers -4.5 with no movement. Let's take a look at Bet Online. Bet Online opened this up at 2.5. That was last Tuesday. So it moved to, it was 2.5 still yesterday. The move to 3 came yesterday evening. The move to 4 came today at 1:30. The move to 4.5 came at 4 p.m. today. BetOnline opened this up at 43.5, but yesterday at 9:45 in the morning, this was available to 41.5. So it's come back to 43.5. A lot of line movement over there at BetOnline. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this one. They have given Green Bay Packers a ton of line value, more than the Patriots. I would say 75% or 66% in that area. The two highest line values they've given, according to Sports Insights, is to the Packers and to the Cleveland Browns. So the Packers, there's just 1,520 tickets in. 75% of the tickets, 97% of the cash has come in on the Packers. 74% of tickets are on the over here. Packers come in off a 40-33 loss at Philadelphia on Sunday night. Aaron Rodgers was 11 of 16 for 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Before he left at the end of the third quarter with a rib injury. He thought he might have a punctured lung. He expects to play this week. He's been playing through a thumb injury, a significant thumb injury, a broken thumb, since week 5. Jordan Love came in the fourth quarter with 6 for 9 for 113 yards and a touchdown. Christian Watson caught 4 passes for 110 yards and a touchdown. Aaron Jones caught 3 for 56 and a touchdown, ran 12 for 43. A.J. Dillon ran 8 times for 64 yards and a touchdown, caught 3 passes for 24 yards. The Packers were able to move the ball throughout the game, but they struggled on third down, 1 of 7, and their defense was awful. Eagles put up 500 yards, were 8 of 15 on third down. The Eagles ran for 363 yards on them. Packers could get no pressure, finished with 2 sacks, 3 quarterback hits. Their safety, Darnell Savage, injured a foot. We'll find out more about that soon. I guess tomorrow when the first injury report comes out. Quay Walker had 11 tackles and returned a fumble, 63 yards. Bears coming off their 5th straight loss, an ugly 31-10 setback at the Jets. Fields was ruled out 90 minutes before kickoff with an injured left shoulder, but we all expected him not to be in the lineup. We thought Trevor Siemian was going to be the starter, but he hurt his oblique during warmups. Then Chicago announced that Nathan Peterman, who had been elevated from the practice squad, would start instead. Both Siemian and Peterman threw on the sideline. I guess they took one look at Peterman throwing and said, we'll rather have you hurt. Siemian, 14 and 25, 179 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Eberflus said Monday that Fields' availability for Sunday's game will be determined later this week. I probably shouldn't even mention that. Not helpful. But he's dealing with a separated shoulder and partially torn ligaments to his non-throwing shoulder. He suffered that week 11 against the Falcons. And he said that we'll see where he is on Wednesday at practice. We'll see where he is Wednesday at practice. If Fields does not play against Green Bay, we will see Trevor Siemian start for the 2nd straight week. Montgomery did all he could, ran 14 times for 79 yards, caught 3 passes for 34. Chase Claypool caught 2 for 51. And we talked about the Packers' defense looking abysmal. The Jets put up 466 yards of offense and went 7 of 12 on third down against these Bears. They could get no pressure on Mike White. 1 sack, 3 quarterback hits. Darnell Mooney left in the third quarter with an ankle injury. He'll have ankle surgery and miss the rest of the season. Eddie Jackson injured a foot in the second quarter, didn't return. Injuries all over the place. Riley Reif, they lost. He was replaced by Larry Borum, so they lose Reif to a shoulder injury, and then they lose Borum as well. Cruikshank injured his hamstring. Over the past 5 games, Chicago's allowing 34.6 points per game. Green Bay's allowing 27.4. The Bears are 29th in opponents' yards per play over the last 3 games, and they allowed Mike White and the Jets to go for 7.5 yards per play. This is wild. Birdie says this is Packers and they win huge. Bears so beat up on defense. You better believe off Love looking good, Rodgers will ball out. This game is going to get out of hand early and often. Take it away for us. Jedi Life in the house. Thank you guys all so much for joining us. Troy Torrance. Troy Torrance says Fields will not play in this game. Take it away for us, Andy. Packers, Bears.
No, and just as everyone's mentioning, Fields I don't think Fields is going to be ruled in the rest of the year. There's really no sense in it. Like if he's injured, tank, get the second pick. Like it makes sense from an organizational standpoint. You don't have to, you don't have to tell the team to lose. You don't have to like try to tank. You can tank and do it right by just leaving your future quarterback healthy, like get healthy, stay on the sidelines, lose some games, and I don't know. I'm gonna just play Green Bay here. I don't love that I've got way behind the number, but I agree that this has all the whiffs of a blowout. That here's the thing, and Jose, plug your ears. Mike White isn't any good. Like, we saw this last year when we had the game against Cincinnati, and it's like, oh my god, Mike White, he threw for like 400 yards, and then over the next couple games, the rating went quite a bit down. I believe he had a weird one where he only threw a little bit, but then that final game against Buffalo, and obviously the Buffalo defense is, especially last year, was a lot different. But he threw like 4 picks, like he went full as Peterman. Once they got some tape and the game plan on like, hey, here's how they're using Mike White, and here's how we're going to make him, head back to the bench, honestly. So getting to play the Bears defense is going to make a lot of people. I don't care if Jordan Loves plays. I don't care. Like he looked fine. He looked fine in cleanup time or whatever. I almost maybe rather have him play. The receivers are playing just fine right now, considering how thin it's been. And yeah, the Bears put multiple players on the IR again after trading away players early in the season, adding players to the IR, putting their quarterback on the bench with an injury, and now have Mooney and who's the defensive player whose name's escaped me. I know you said it.
That they just lost. Sorry, I have it here. Eddie Jackson hurt his foot.
Yeah, there's just so many injuries, and that defensive secondary was about as bad as the defensive secondary as you can put out there. Packers should have their way, even on the road. If Rodgers plays, I don't know, bonus, but yeah, I'll lay the 4.5 here.
Well, they're still 4th.
So. Yeah, I'm hunting around. I haven't actually bet this yet. I'm hunting at what I have available because I know a lot of it was down yesterday because of the uncertainty. I'm not super sure there was a reason to steam this up for Rodgers. I don't know if this got steamed because of Rodgers saying he might play. I think this got steamed simply by existing. This wasn't up on the board in a lot of places yesterday or Sunday. It was slow coming up. I think just the moment it appeared, they're like, oh, I get to bet on an NFL team against a Bears team. Like this is a really, really, really bad defense as currently rostered. Just too many injuries, too many huge holes in the secondary. It's a bunch of players who wouldn't start very many places in the league, maybe not even in the MAC. So, Packers -4. I'm hunting as we speak.
Packers -4 available, -108. A bunch of books are still offering the Packers at 4. Bet365, Bovada, Heritage. Oh, yeah. 5 times. Oh, I gave you -105 5 times. Let's do that.
There we go.
All right, that makes a ton of sense. Makes a ton of sense. I'm interested in joining. The problem, I just have obviously a recency bias of betting a game, speculating on a quarterback, and it blowing up in my face with Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I probably haven't moved on it yet, but I got to get over that, and I got to fire away at this. And then it happened, when I thought that Ellinger was going to be a quarterback, and then Matt Ryan came running out of the tunnel, and the market had already moved in the direction. I don't even want to get back to it, but I like your look. Packers -4, -105. I'm very interested. Very interested. Let's move on.